Poland. I could see a Muscovy-Ottoman alliance happening. I couldn't, because the Ottoman-Polish alliance is a thing. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. And the Polish-Ottoman alliance has been about as resilient as the British-French alliance. Like, those are the two ancient alliances. Meanwhile, is anything else being done colonially? Yeah. Whoa! Cologne! Colonial Cologne. Interesting. I did not see that happening. Cologne does have a coastline, so they can actually go colonial. I mean, it's in the name, Cologne. It's German for colonization. And they do have exploration ideas. Okay, that's amazing. Nice move by Cologne there. Because Cologne and Trier were always going to have a problem where they are just hemmed in. They are the small German states, and they are hemmed in by the big, bad German states. With the exception of Austria, who kind of just got ganged up upon by basically everyone. And Cologne's gone... That's amazing. I like that move. That's a really good move for them. I approve. And then we've also got Aragon trying to do the Great Exodus from Europe, and I would not at all be surprised if we see Aragon moving their capital to the New World and basically trying to become the New World major power. But a lot of nations have colonial goals. So even if we do see an Aragon forming over here, there's going to be a lot of people with vested interest to not let them, like, consolidate and grow too much. And then, of course, we've got the Netherlands in the Caribbean. And the Netherlands AI, it was AI last week, actually did a remarkably smart job of taking the provinces with centers of trade. I mean, taking over Kigayo and Higui, maybe less so, but if they can take over the entire island, then that would be a definite power base. I think I probably would have had the one colony, which would then allow me to get up to Havana and Jamaica, and just basically try to steal every single center of trade in the Caribbean, because it is such a critical node. But they are very well positioned to do more of that. And then we also have Castile just starting to appear here in the New World as well. And then there, I think, was, yes, a Castellan colony in Mexico, because one of Castile's goals is to go for 12 gold mines, and there's a little bit of gold out here. Bearing in mind, that is a publicly known goal. So other people are going to know Castile wants the gold, so we might well see a lot more competition brewing in Mexico than we otherwise may see. Don't think Aragon has the resources to out-colonize other countries to become a new world major power. True, Aragon is currently a March of Castile. I don't know if that agreement is something which is going to become permanent, but Castile might well be providing resources to Aragon to colonize. Colonial maintenance currently 6. They actually have 2 colonists out, and that is draining their funds. They haven't got any loans yet, but they could well do. And they are getting subsidies from the Papal States. Well, that's an AI, so that's probably not going to last. So they're relying rather heavily on an AI subsidy. And there we go. Papal States are a thing. Oh, Sicily formed. And the Ottomans didn't take any provinces. See, this is a fine Papal States. This is perfectly playable. You still own half of Italy. And Italy is super duper wealthy. And you now have the goal to retake Rome from the heretics that now occupy it. Ah, Rome's been occupied. Ha! Rome is now Protestant. Oh, Reformed, sorry. Rome is Reformed. Because Naples is actually a centre of Reformation. No, not Naples, Florence. I thought Naples was too. In fact, I could have sworn Naples was. Have we lost a Protestant centre of Reformation? We've got one there, one in Stockholm, and I'm pretty sure the other one was Naples, which is why there's so much Protestantism down here. I think that they've actually succeeded in stamping out the centre of Reformation in Naples. Yeah, pretty sure they have. Interesting. And then they've got Florence, which is Reformed. They've got Marburg, which is Reformed. And where's the third? Ah, yes, Kent. Which is also helping to convert the Netherlands, which has also gone Reformed. So we're definitely seeing a bit of a maelstrom of different religions appearing here. More Reformed nations than I think I would ordinarily expect to see. We've got the 2 Catholic theocracies staying resolutely Catholic, and then also Iberia staying resolutely Catholic. And half of the Papal States are currently not Catholic. Oh, man. I mean, that would be a problem for a Papal player. I mean, they do have bonuses to missionary strength. I'm assuming. I don't actually know if they do. You get bonuses to religious unity as the Pope? What? Tolerance of the true faith. But no missionaries. Okay, I am surprised by that. He has taken religious ideas, so he is going to have an easier time of converting stuff and a cheaper time of converting stuff, but the Pope himself doesn't get missionary strength. Okay, that's quite funny. Naples was Protestant, so Florence removed it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Fair enough. So who are we currently still fighting? You're still going up against Delhi. Galicia is currently going after Moldavia. So Galicia trying to take some more territories here. Is that including Bessarabia? No, this is just Moldavia and Freeland. Freeland being this province down here, which I doubt that they're going to get. Though they might. If they can beat the Freelandic Navy, then they might be able to get a way in. And then Fizbiscuits is also at war with Moldavia. Calico is at war with Savoy, Brabant, Austria and Württemberg. So Austria is a protected player, so he has to be pieced out as quickly as possible, but he can definitely go after Savoy. See, the Papal States even got land down here. He's fine. Non-Catholic Papal States is a pain because he can't just convert, so it's entirely possible to have no Catholic provinces and can't do anything due to the religious zeal debuff. Yeah, that would suck. But the religious zeal... Oh, I was going to say the religious zeal should have gone by now. But I don't know how that works. Nope, you've still got religious zeal. I mean, religious zeal just means you can't convert, full stop. And that ends in January in 12 years. That's quite a long time. So the Papal States are going to have some rebel field future for them. And France building a bunch of textile manufactories at the moment, really beefing up their financial income. And they're also gaining some pretty hefty subsidies from Britain, but that's because they're giving up their trade steering to the English Channel. Just double check that's still active. Yeah, they are still transferring trade power to Britain. Now, does that include feeding the English Channel from... Yeah, it does. So they are willingly taking all of the trade which is coming in from the Champagne region, sending it to the English Channel, which is then increasing the size of the English Channel even further, so Britain's making even more money. And the amount of money that Britain's making from trade now is just ridiculous. Like, he's definitely got a pretty nice racket going right now. 98 ducats, 39 ducats currently in profit, with 43 being sent to others. And he does now have an agreement with the Netherlands. The Netherlands, I think, is also transferring trade power to the British and getting 17 ducats in return. So I do hope that Great Britain has trade ideas. Yes. So he's able to convert that money pretty effectively. And has he beefed up his mercantilism at all? Good trade efficiency. Mercantilism 35, so yes, he has. Yeah, England's playing the trade game well. Where did the custom nations come from? They are Merchant Republic trading cities. Florence and Venice are Merchant Republics. So they've been setting them up. Particularly for Florence. Like, Free Cities is a Genoan... Actually, this was Genoa. Freeland was Genoa, which also can set up free cities. In fact, is Genoa still a Merchant Republic? Yes, they are. So we've got the Crimean Merchant Republic, the two Italian Merchant Republics. Unfortunately, Hamburg and Lubeck have been wiped out, so we don't have the Baltic trade republics anymore. And then the Netherlands. But is that Dutch Republic? Yes. England is a nation of shopkeepers, indeed. Why is Britain reformed if it's a less choice to go in Anglican? There's a lot of debate. I mean, a lot of players tend to like reformed more because the main benefit of Anglican is it makes you lots and lots of money, and Britain tends to be pretty wealthy anyway. I think that having even more money than a very, very rich sod is a good thing in multiplayer, because it means you can just throw around hefty bribes to get stuff done by other players and to just instigate wars. But also Reformed allows you to be more active yourself. Plus Reformed does have the trade fervor. I wonder if he's using it. He's not currently using it. So he could get another 10% trade efficiency and another 10% global trade power. I'm guessing he would generate enough fervor to maintain it. Yeah, he would. Oh no, it's 5 a month and he's currently generating 3.6. So he needs to get more stability. Stability is one of the best ways of increasing it. And prestige. His prestige is really low. Meanwhile, we have the Dutch colonial nation of Cuba, which I do believe is the second colonial nation after Brazil. The Danes don't have one yet. And the Dutch really are... Okay, they've taken Jamaica, they've taken Havana. Great move by the Dutch here. The Dutch are just dominating control over the Caribbean. And this also has the other side effect of denying some of the provinces to the British required for forming a pirate republic. So Jamaica is one of them, Bahamas are one of them, and then Tortuga is one of them. Britain needs to control one of those three. And then have a bunch of other modifiers, and also the Golden Age of Piracy flag. Meanwhile, any wars or anything? Nope. So far, things are still pretty peaceful. And we've got a Commonwealth. The Commonwealth have now been formed. The Polish are no longer a nation of two states. Galicia has taken over Moldavia. They're just one province away from taking Bessarabia. And then they would have coastal access again. They'd be able to expand out from there. I'm not entirely sure what Galicia's intentions are here. They are guaranteed by the Commonwealth, so clearly good relations between those two at the moment. But we do have a Commonwealth. We have Prussia. Muscovy has not yet formed Russia. They need to take Novgorod and Moscow back from the Commonwealth in order to do that. We've got Prussia. We've got the Netherlands. Who else has a late tag? Castile doesn't. So what does Castile still require? Those three provinces. They need Valencia, Zaragoza, and Barcelona. Take those three, and then we could see Spain appearing. And also admin 10. Yeah, the problem that Spain's had is they are actually quite far behind technologically. They're stayed up to time with military tech, but admin and Diplo, they are definitely behind. So the Commonwealth have now slipped into second place with 892 development. The Ottomans are in first with 1,077, and then France is third, Timur to fourth. Ming has slipped down to fifth with 184% penalty. Timurid, if they got rid of their tech penalty, would then overtake France, but they're still slightly behind the Commonwealth at the moment. So the Timurids may be looking at the Commonwealth going, they could be a potential rival in the future. We may need to do something about that. So we might well see a Timurid-Muscovite alliance. I think that would actually be a natural friendship. Although the Timurids also have a vested interest of keeping Muscovy from A, retaking Novgorod and Moscow, so that they don't form Russia and just start ballooning out across Siberia, because that's when Russia really starts to gain some strength. Trying out a Dutch run, can the AI join the Republic if the player is the Netherlands? I don't actually know. I would suggest looking at the wiki and seeing if it says there. Oh, and we've had a bunch of new people joining as followers. Hello. We have got Redstone Active, Sugar Davy, Guild Lord, and Daka Grim. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see so many of you watching today. Always a pleasure. And I also just want to quickly double check to see what the Kaiserreich guys responded. No, it's all good. All good. Why is Bessarabia a different colour in your game? Don't know. Just seeing if this is actually a custom nation, but I don't think it is. Oops, that's Timurids. That is in fact Bessarabia. This is actually a custom nation, that's why. It's just named after the province it was formed in. So that was a trade city. So was what's it called? Freeland. And then we've also got Bacon Killer coming back. He is now in the port of Pisa. So Pisa is also a trade city. It's a player trade city. Because Bacon was formerly the Mamluks. Now the Mamluks are no longer protected. And Bacon said, I still want to play, I just don't want a big country. Fair enough. What was that noise? That was someone doing development, I think? Or building buildings? I think it's development. And no, it wasn't me using a typewriter. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, let's continue taking a look at these goals. Where did we get to? We last looked at Carcanulu, so we are now up to Sweden. So, Sweden needs to own the entirety of, and here's a couple of them, North Karelia, South Karelia, Pomorie, and Arkhangelsk. So basically these four regions, they need to own the entirety of these four, which definitely is going to be putting them into conflict with Muscovy, because Muscovy owns all of them at the moment. They need to be independent and own the Skåne land area. Skåne is this southern part, which is traditionally in EU4 owned by Denmark, but if the Swedes were able to grab that and also stay independent, then they would get that goal. They need to ensure that Protestant and Reformed combined have more more total provinces than Catholicism. And this is actually going to be triggered in 14 years. So some of these goals are going to become active very, very soon. So if we go to the... I can never remember where this religion thing is. There it is. Here. And then sort by provinces again. We can see that Catholicism currently has 254. Reformed have 114 and Protestant have 151. So Catholics are still about 100 provinces ahead. But if the Protestants are able to leapfrog the Catholics or the Reformed... In fact, does it say combined? It does say combined. Oh, they may have already done that. So Protestants are 151, so that's 265.
Yo, Mordred.
They've done it. Hello.
Can I take Austria's money or not? They're protected.
No.
Well, they're not protected, or I can't take their money.
They are protected, and no, you can't.
Oh, they are protected. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Thanks. Want to make sure.
That's fine. So yeah, Austria are one of the protected nations, and under those rules, they just have to be pieced out for nothing, because they were in a defensive alliance. A lesser power in a defensive alliance. Does Bussy have the Uralic Gold Province? Yes. Yes, he does. I don't know how he's achieved that, unless these guys are... no, Guy is actually a vassal. So is Kazan. Oh. Bussy flying a little bit under the radar here. The Timurids are a lot bigger than you would expect them to be. They actually go all the way up to here. So maybe not much love lost between the Timurids and Muscovy after all. So Muscovy is a little bit hemmed in here. Needs to do some diplomacy. Needs to find some allies. Needs to find some people who doesn't want to see a big Commonwealth and a big Timurids. And Poland has done a very good diplomatic game. Sweden, Denmark, Ottomans, Prussia, Galicia and Carcanulu. Just surrounding their primary enemy. So, no, the Netherlands can't get the Join the Republic event. If it's a player. Because it requires the Netherlands to have never been a player. And it is a player. Any other colonials? Okay, so the Danes are continuing to expand. We have the Swedes up here in Canada. Going after the Hudson. Probably trying to get some more of the interior. And also just being sneaky, so people don't realise that Sweden's gone colonial, though if players watch the video on demand after this, they will then know. Okay, let's take a look at... Oh! Who's this? Great Britain going colonial, but Britain's gone for the Africa game, making their way over towards India. And they have indeed taken exploration to do that. So they took over Arguin and then just jumped straight down to the Cape of Good Hope. Aragon has actually taken the coast of Mali here. And then I'm assuming... Oh, no, we've already got Britain in the Maldives. No, Maldives are in the Maldives. They just happen to be the same colour. But the thing I wanted to take a look at was Kilwa, which is one of the other players, which we have not taken much time to look at yet. So Kilwa has successfully taken over the whole of Madagascar and are building quite large fleets, 25 ships that I can see right there, and some pretty decent armies. Kilwa does have a set of goals, which we will talk about shortly. In fact, sod it, let's talk about... No, let's continue going in order. So we've just done... No, we haven't. We were still doing Sweden. So Sweden needs to ensure the Protestantism and Reformed are big. They need to own or be the overlord of the West African coast and the Delaware Valley regions. So West Africa coast is a area, which is this bit. So Sweden needs to control this part, the West African coast, and then also the Delaware Valley, which is this bit right here.